the energy behind the request of what you're trying to manifest is more important than the request itself in the process of manifestation. Hi, my name is Leah Chantel, and today I'm talking about why the energy behind what you're trying to request is actually more important than the request itself. So depending on what you're trying to request, the energy behind the request is more important than the request itself. So let's say, for example, you want to manifest getting your ex back. And I've talked about that before and why it's not a good idea. But here I'm going to give you a different angle about why it's not good for you. The energy behind getting an ex back, like what do you think about it when people want to get their exes back? What energy are they putting out into the world? It's like a feeling of desperation, a feeling of neediness, a feeling of fear. And when you're in that low vibrational state and you're making a request from there, that request is probably not going to happen. It's the same like with money. If you're very insecure about money and you're really scared and you pray for money from that place of being really fearful that you're going to lose everything, you'll probably lose everything before you start seeing any success with manifesting money because you're in that fearful state and you can't get out of it, right? So I'm not saying every time people manifest exes or money, it's always bad. With exes, it's rare, but you need to have like a very positive intent behind it. And you can't lie to yourself either. You can't be like, oh, I'm being positive, I'm manifesting my ex back. No, it doesn't really work. You probably got some kind of insecurity going on 99% of the time, and it happens. It just happens. We all go there sometimes and have insecurities, but we can't manifest from those insecurities. And so we have to clear the insecurity first. You have to go back and look at the question and go, why am I feeling compelled to try to get my ex back? Or why am I trying so hard to get money? What is it that I really need to deal with first? And usually it's your emotional insecurities that you need to deal with first before you go after an ex or the money. And then what you end up finding out after you've dealt with the emotional insecurities, you usually don't want the ex or you don't want the money directly. Maybe you do with the case of the money, could be different. Having said that, you'll want it from a different place. You'll want something new from a different place that's energetically in alignment with the universe and with the greater good. You're not going after something out of desperation. You're going after something out of your own true nature, and you're in alignment with the rest of the universe. And that's where you're likely to be successful in manifesting. But it doesn't work when it's coming from an insecure place. Let's say, for example, you're very frightened of getting fired and you're desperately trying to manifest from a fearful place, like, I don't want to get fired. I can't find a new job. Please let me not get fired. If you're in that mindset, you're probably going to get fired. But what you can do, maybe you can't really control your current workplace. Maybe it's toxic or something. But if that's the case, keep looking for new work and do it with a positive attitude. I'm going to find something better. And if you think about it, if your workplace is really that toxic, then it's actually easy to have a positive attitude about something new because you're like, oh, it's got to be better than this, right? And same with when you're moving on from an ex. It's like, oh, the next one's got to be better because that last person broke up with me, or I broke up with them, or whatever the situation was that caused the ending. Usually there's some negativity there. So the next one has got to be better, right? So you always have to come at your manifestation from this positive viewpoint. And if you want something that's not in alignment, then you have to do some healing there. You have to do some work there and ask yourself why. I mean, we all have those feelings from time to time that we really want something, that's not in alignment with us. And that's why keeping your energetic boundaries all cleaned up, having positive relationships, having a really beautiful, clean home, all of these things are really helpful. And having crystals, doing things for healing, going and working out at the gym, all these things that we do for self-love can really help here. They can really transform the frequency and get us out of that place where we're negatively and desperately trying to attract something that we really shouldn't even be asking for, that the universe is trying to protect us from. And then we get to moving on to the bigger and better things in our life. right? And sometimes, with ex-partners, sometimes they're not that bad, but they're just holding us back. Like there's another opportunity, there's another thing on the horizon that's better for us. Maybe it's a new partnership, maybe it's a move, and we don't really understand it until we've moved on to the next thing. And so we have to look forward and be positively expecting that next thing to fall into our lives, and then the past makes more sense. Sometimes negative things happen and we don't really understand why for a long time. And that's okay, actually. You don't want to come to false conclusions or be a victim and make up reasons why it didn't work that aren't true. Like when people are saying like all men are bad or all women are evil and relationships are a sham and marriages suck and stuff. When people have these generalizations, these are conclusions that they made up themselves from a bad attitude. Having said that, I'm not saying that these things are right for everybody. We all resonate with the level of relationship that's right for us. Having said that, like when people are completely negative or down on things, then yeah, that's their bad attitude. It's not that these things are necessarily inherently bad, And we have to basically raise our expectations and raise our standards in order to get something better in our lives. If we don't do that, then we're destined to repeat the same negative karma throughout our relationships. If we're accepting somebody who doesn't show up on time or is going to cheat on us, we keep expecting that we're going to get more of it in our lives. So we have to really let those past experiences go. The good thing is, whatever negative thing happened in your past, you can always let it go, because the past is the past and it doesn't have to equal the future. So let it go and anticipate that something better is going to happen in your life. And if you're not there yet, you're not ready to manifest, you're like in a negative frequency, then focus on healing. Like get better first. Go get a foot massage or a pedicure, or go see a movie and goof off for a while. It's perfectly okay to do that when we need some healing as human beings, of course. It's amazing to stay productive and stay focused on your goals. And if you're really happy and motivated to keep working, even after a difficult event occurs in your life, that's incredible if you can keep that positive momentum going. Having said that, if you need to have a break because you're not happy and you need to get back into that high frequency again, you've lost it for a bit, there's nothing wrong with taking a break and having time to yourself to heal and light some candles and like spray a beautifully scented mist or buy some flowers, clean your place, cuddle with the cat or with the dog, all those wonderful things in life. Do all those things, and it'll help you heal faster and you'll get back on your feet and you'll be ready to date again in no time if you've had a problem with a relationship. Or it's the same with jobs, really. I mean, it's all relationship, right? That's usually what gives us the most trouble in life. And so if we can heal ourselves, then we can show up in our relationships with a high frequency and be ready for whatever challenges are up next, Not that we want to expect challenges, but if they occur, you'll be ready. So these are all the good energies that you want to promote in your life because they're going to enhance your manifestation process. And then whatever you decide you want next, if you want to move to another city, if you want to get married, if you want to build new friendships and find a new community, whatever that is that you're looking to manifest next. And those, especially building a new community, that's a really deep, compelling one I think that everybody should look into as a form of self-love. Then you can manifest these things from a good place when you show up with a good attitude and you're open to people and you're excited about life and getting to know them. People feel that when you're excited to know them, and then they're willing to show you that same enthusiasm. And so it all starts with energy. That's the beginning of where we need to manifest from. And if we can manifest something with the right energy, then we're going to create something beautiful in our lives. But this sounds so simple, but it's difficult to get right. We all have a lot of negative experiences that pile up, and some of them can be very unconscious because our mind is trying to hide them from us in order to not reprocess the trauma all over again. Sometimes that's a good thing, but sometimes we have to go in and clean them up. It kind of depends how strong you're feeling, and what kinds of things you want to manifest in your life. The bigger the stuff you want to manifest, you need more resources to do it. But at the same time, sometimes it's the right thing to go for something big because that inspires you the most and gets you the most enthusiastic. And then you're motivated to go through all the difficult stuff to get to the good stuff. Whereas when you're trying to manifest something that's more realistic, but less motivating, you're not as willing to do the work. So it completely depends on where you're at as a person, how far you want to go in life, and there's no right or wrong level of accomplishment. We're all valuable, we're all equal, and we're all worthy. You don't have to go out and build a multi-million-dollar business, you know? We're all valid and we're all human and good in our own ways. Having said that, the bigger you want to go, the more you have to do your own work and manifest from a good, energetic place. And that's your best shot at creating what you want in life. Hope you enjoyed my video on why energy is so important and why healing is so important before you go out to manifest, so you manifest the right thing in alignment with the universe. And I hope you all have an amazing week. Bye now.